All right, everyone, we're back. Welcome in. I'm AC Kingpin 27, joined by Fighting Titan. Titan, man, what's good?
What is good, my man? How are you?
I'm doing well today, man. How are you?
Fantastic.
So we are back. The MUT Battle series is over. The teams are locked in place for all eternity. We're here to talk about Madden 21, Ultimate Team, the theme teams, and then kind of what we're excited about for Madden 22. So I hope you guys are happy and excited as we are to get along this journey. We had a lot of fun this season. I know, speaking for myself, man, I enjoyed every minute of this, from the grinding, the challenges out, the battles out, to the original team we had, to what we ended up with, a straight-up theme team. I had fun. Titan, man, how'd you feel about the overall series this year?
I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun in a lot of different ways for me, right? Keeping it short.
Yeah.
Mostly, getting to feel my really transition and get sharper just playing a high caliber player such as yourself.
Hey, man, I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that a lot.
Scheming defense, stuff like that was a lot of
Right.
fun. I think for me, the biggest switch I think really came from switching to a pure theme team and not just
Yes.
whatever best player available, because it wasn't just for the chemistry boost, but with us both being real diehard fans of our teams, knowing the players and kind of knowing the playbook, and I think it really just helps you get to a deeper level of play.
Absolutely agree with you, man. I absolutely 100% agree with you there. So we're going to get in here. We're going to get a kind of a deep dive in. We're going to start off with the game itself. Titan, how'd you feel about Madden 21 this year? From all the updates we got, we all know there's problems. We experienced it in the series. Everyone's experiencing it in franchise mode. Give us your quick take on Madden 21, man. How did you feel about overall the game itself?
I mean, I thought it was a solid game, right?
Okay.
I think it was solid. There are things that are much improved from Madden's past, right? You can't run one particular route that always works 100% of the time.
Correct.
Right. You can't upgrade your wide receivers to be, 180-pound offensive linemen downfield.
Hey, man, that was beautiful. I missed those days.
That was awful. I hated that.
I missed those days.
That was so awful.
Madden 19, may you forever rest in peace.
Yeah. There was good things about the game. The motion mechanics were much nicer.
Correct.
The stadiums felt a little bit more authentic. I was upset that they took away the ability for the defense to hype, but they let the quarterback tell everyone to be quiet still.
There's little things like that. I think you're right there.
Right. Like if we can put in dancing and taunts, I don't understand why we can't have that. But,
100% agree with you there.
Yeah. So.
And I think I'll caveat that by saying I agree with you. I 100% agree that this is a middle of the road Madden. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the worst. Yep. I think there were things that were definitely improved from years past. Things that were definitely kind of a letdown that never got fixed, but I feel like that happens in every Madden. I feel like the modes that were here this year were fun to play. So the yard was a great experience for me, jumping in by myself, playing with other people, and playing against computer. I thought that was fun. Superstar KO, I had played in the past, in last year's iteration. Didn't really do too much this year. I kind of dabbled in it to see what it was. Really, to me, no change from last year. Face of the franchise, I really enjoyed this year. Different from what we'd seen in years past with Long Shot. I really enjoyed that. And
long shot.
See, yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you what, the fact that we got updates mid-season for franchise really has me excited for 22. And that's something we're going to talk about a little later on here in the show. But it's something I am very excited about. I loved the additions they made. It kind of set everybody in tone, because if you started the franchise before the changes, you didn't really get the changes brought up in your league. But overall, I thought it was good. And I think the most intriguing part to me was this little store option that was available from the main menu. The fact that all year long you could get uniforms for your Superstar KO and Yard teams, but also some of these had Ultimate Team, bundles to them. I think that was a lot of fun to see this year. But overall, I would say, 70 to 80% of Maddens this one's beating, but it's not top tier.
No, I mean, and I think it beats that percentage because it's also not a Madden from 4 years ago on a different system, right? You're
So
not
wait,
you're not getting smoked by pixelated Isaac Bruce.
I mean, you think about it. Madden 25, which was Madden 14, was the first Madden on the PS4. So this game dropped, as we all know, PS4, Xbox One, and mid-season we got the PS5, Xbox Series X iterations, and different gameplay mechanics on the systems for sure. I think Titan and I have experienced that wholeheartedly in this series. But we're gonna get to that because that had a lot to do with what we're gonna talk about next. Titan Ultimate Team. As much as we've belittled Ultimate Team for the pay to win and what we've done, I feel like this year there was some misses, but they finally got it right for those that are grinding without spending the dollars. In years past, you and I think, have done no money spent where we just kind of go after the best players, build a team, and you're set, right? I vividly remember Madden 19 running squads, right? Having fun, best defense, best offense, having fun, and just talking, right? But I think the fact that the focus this year was hardcore on theme team, hardcore on if that's what you wanted to do, they gave you every opportunity to get as many cards as you could for free or grind out cards that you needed to sell to buy the card you needed. To me is a big plus. How do you feel about Ultimate Team as a whole?
I would agree. I do have a small caveat or two. I still think that you're doing the fan base a disservice if you cannot make a full 99 team as far as a theme team, right?
I don't think we've ever had every team not be a theme team, have we?
No, we haven't, but not every. But the fact that not every position.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Now I get what you're getting at. Yeah.
Right. Like even when you're slowing down content, it's easy to click buttons and make everybody upgradable to, a 99 with training, right? Especially if you're going to take all the time. Because for me, the right side of my line would have been nice to upgrade at least, not have J.J. Watt or whoever blowing through all the time.
Right. No, absolutely. Can understand that.
There was a couple series like Rivals where they're just like, meh, and I get that they're working from home, right?
Right.
But if you had this set from the beginning to be this long-term plan,
right? And
you can develop.
You're right.
And
you're right.
You can develop all this content, right? It's just, because like the draft content, like they didn't know who was going to go in what position, but they were sure able to build the players that night. Next day, Trevor Lawrence was going in the $100 bundles.
Right. Well, and I think if you guys didn't see, we did a ranking video of all the MUT 21 promos, so you're going to get a kind of full take on how we really felt about MUT here in Madden 21. But we're going to go back to Rivals just because you brought it up. They got rid of the gauntlet. Solo challenges, you got rid of the gauntlet. And the gauntlet always.
Be my other thing.
Yeah, right. Yep. The gauntlet always had the main gauntlet to grind out challenges, get coins, get players, and there was always a gauntlet 2 later on in the year. And Rivals was supposed to take over that. And yes, we've talked about this ad nauseum this year. The development team worked from home. I'm not an EA sympathizer. I'm not an EA basher. They were working from home. I get it. But to come out with a Rivals set and tell me from day one that I have to play these and hold on to these cards, and then after Rivals 2, we just get nothing.
Nothing
I think some of us are in tune with the EA Madden NFL streams over here on Twitch, what they post up on the social media forums to kind of know, hey, Rivals is dead. We're not doing it anymore, but stay tuned. Hold on to your stuff because we're going to come out with something cool. I think they had a good make right. It wasn't. Who knows if it was really what they were going to release originally? Who really knows? The grinding that I did solo challenge this year just kind of makes it feel not worth it not having a gauntlet. Now, I say that having the team I did, right? I was able to build the team I was able to build by grinding these challenges out. Obviously, sticking with the theme team, I felt like, I don't know if you felt the same way. I kind of had more money throughout the season, more coin. I definitely had more training because as I was getting those higher players, if I wasn't selling them for coin, I was swapping them for training. Did you feel that way, or were you, because you switched really kind of later than I did you feel like you were still kind of hurting for money?
It's hard. It's one of those things. Like I probably could have not been hurting for coin, right? But at the same time, there wasn't always a Titans player to grind for.
Correct.
Right. And
Yeah,
it's,
yeah. We talked about that as the season went on.
time for me has been at a premium, and so to invest to grind a team out, like I had to have a goal, and it's not, it's not always a fruitful goal, right? It's hard to grind 6 hours.
Absolutely. Nope. I feel you.
For a Lamar Jackson that I'm never going to use.
I feel you.
And then,
nope, I absolutely understand that.
As much as I made off of like draft champions, right, coin-wise, it's just frustrating playing the scammy YouTube watching D-bags of the world.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous.
No, and I think so that leads us into the teams. That's a perfect transition, bro. You talked about it. There were promos that certain teams didn't get any players, and I know if you guys listened to me during MUT battles, if you guys listened to me during the midweeks, you heard you got to see a lot of additions to the squad, right? There was a lot of times there weren't necessarily Browns players, but there were other players in other teams that had been Browns before, so we were able to bring guys to the squad. Does that have something to do with maybe the Browns turning around in real life and being a better team? I can't say no to that. I absolutely believe that is why the Browns are getting cards. Titan and I have talked about this in the past, that if I was running a theme team 3-4 years ago, I wouldn't have had this 98 overall team. There's no doubt in my mind. However,
87 maybe?
Well, what I didn't get this year was the 99 autogram. Realistically, what else am I missing? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the Browns got amazing cards this year. Like I said, between guys that had power-ups that were able to swap teams, between veterans that popped up and legends that kind of popped up throughout the season, different promos. When I say veterans, I mean guys like DeQuell Jackson, who's not playing anymore but is in the game. When I say legends, I mean guys like Jim Brown, Ozzie Newsome, that bring into the squad. So do you feel the same way that, yes, and I know you said it, during promos, some teams got cards, some teams didn't, and it seems like some teams, i.e. Raiders, Niners, Cowboys every year, and then I guess the Browns this year got a lot of cards at some positions, and how are you feeling?
I thought, I don't know, it's a mixed bag. Right? Because there's Titans that I've been used to getting my Keith Bulluck, right?
Right.
Never got Yancey Thigpen, never got a Samari Roll, never got a Kevin Dyson, never got a Frank Wycheck. So there's new players that I did get, right? But I think, again, similar, not quite with the love of the Browns, the Titans got a lot of love, especially in the linebacking core to some extent.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I thought it was really interesting that Harold Landry got a gold 99.
Yep.
But Jayon Brown didn't, and Jayon Brown was statistically better all season.
Yeah, and that's something you and I have kind of struggled with all year, is guys getting upgrades versus guys not. And we talk about this, and you mentioned the draft promo. It's crazy to me that Team Diamond for the Browns, Frank Minifield, got a 99 card after the draft and after the Browns pick of Greg Newsome was able to be put on my Browns theme team and get boosted to a 99. It's crazy to me that a draft pick has a 99 overall card MUT that wasn't a top 3 pick, right? And is better than the Team Diamond. I do think there's changes that can be made. And I think it starts, if we're really going to go theme teams, these guys that we're using in this Team Affinity series that they're calling, the Diamonds need to be the best players. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if we hold 99s for later in the season and make this, dead time of Madden, the month of July and June, kind of make people grind more to get those 99. I don't know if that's the answer. I don't know if you're going to get guys playing Madden. You and I are playing because we're having fun this year running a battles series, right? Other than that, there's not too often when there's no content, you and I are truly playing MUT, right?
Right.
So to me, it's been a lot of fun to be able to get this far into the Madden 21, season. We're over 300 days in, and we're still playing. Granted, we played the last game. This is that last video. Do you feel the same way, or do you feel something different?
It's been a lot of fun, right? And we kind of talked about some of the changes in feeling, but I enjoy playing it. I feel like playing you transfers over into franchise, and
Absolutely.
grinding the challenges and stuff, and it's at a point where I'm already great at the game, and at its point it's honing little things now. Not
Correct.
Just,
Now it truly is when you and I play each other. It's all the little things. Correct.
It's honing.
Correct. I can agree to that.
Oh.
Is there anything you wish, not necessarily promo wise, but is there? We've talked about this during game. Anything you wish that was just broken all year that would have gotten a fix, that maybe would have made the game a hell of a lot better? I mean, I say this, and the first thing that comes to my mind is the wide receiver animations, right? That's the first thing that pops into my head. So that's why I'm asking the question. Is there one thing that just they didn't get right this year that you wish was a focus to get changed?
That I wish was a focus to get. And is there any specific game mode?
No, I'm talking overall gameplay. Like I'm saying, to me, playing against you and seeing your frustration at the wide receiver animations. And I mean, I didn't experience that, so I can't say that's what I want changed. That's why I'm asking.
So for me, and it's like at first, I think it felt like okay, so if the thing is, it happened consistently all season, right? If it was like a game or two, I would look back like maybe I'm just being a whiny little douchebag, and my timing sucked, right? Right, and the thing is, bro, is it's only in. I feel like it's mostly in Ultimate Team.
I feel like it's happened in franchise, though. Yeah, I'm with you there.
But the next statement out of my mouth was, I think it's. I don't. It sounds ridiculous to say, well, it's only in player to player.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I can run some of these same fort crossing routes, right? And I've ran them a million times, and I've dropped the bucket right into the freaking well. Into the zone.
So
and
do you think?
So I think some of it's sometimes it's you.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes it's you, and you pick it off cool. Right? I get that.
But you're right. Other times it's not. Other times
no risk, no reward.
Yeah,
but
right.
How many times has my guy kept running, not gone up, and then you just jump up and pick the ball that he really should have had, and you see it and I think this one with the wide receivers. Right, because what happened when I did the same route to Jonnu Smith? He went up, bodied you out, and came down with that ball, and so that's what makes me believe that it sounds super convenient, right?
So
like,
that plays into my question here. That plays perfectly into my question. Do you think? And you said it does. You said it has something to do. Do you think when you're playing? Because like I said, I have not had that experience of a wide receiver not animating for a play. It's happened, but it's few and far between. You know what I mean? But we also know how I run my passing offense. So do you think it has something to do with not necessarily the user-controlled player, but the adjustments that when you run that against, let's say, the computer or another person, they're not making that exact adjustment to put a guy in the vicinity that has the potential to make the guy just think, okay, there's somebody here, my animation's all screwed up, or you truly think it's really an animation problem?
Bro, if the honest no BS answer is, I think the 9,000 adjustments you make fry the fucking AI. Pardon my language. I think it fucking fries the AI like a scrambled damn egg, because I think this game. I love you. I think this game's made for casual players. I'm gonna cheat him to the flat zone. I'm going to make my line tuck in and run a contain, and I'm going to put my fast D lineman on a spy.
Yeah.
Right? Basic things.
Yeah.
You're over there sending fucking World War II messages to Hydra over Morse code. At least that's what it sounds like on the freaking headset.
I love you, bro.
And I'm like, oh my God. Right? And I'm surprised that my offense doesn't just all start seizing when I hike the ball.
Are you sure it doesn't happen and that's why they're doing it?
I mean, hell, that would be better than some of the throws I made. At least I have an excuse.
Oh, man. Okay, so I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love because that is something I have worked on for years is ever since I got out of playing the head-to-head games and really like getting home every night, playing 6 to 10 hours a night and grinding these head-to-head games where everybody uses the middle linebacker. When I got away from that and really focused on franchise with friends and then got into Ultimate Team back in Madden 18 with you, I got off the linebacker. And I had to figure out something. So that is a lot. I want to say thank you because I've put in the time to figure out those button animations. So again, thank you. I understand the frustration because when guys used to do it to me, man, I was like, what the hell are they doing? But I appreciate that immensely. So that's Madden 21 in a nutshell for us. You guys kind of see what we like. You guys kind of see what we, want to see changed, from that possibility here. But we're going to get in and just have a quick conversation, Madden 22, what we're looking forward to, and then possibly what we want to see changed. So Titan, if you're okay with this, man, I'm going to let you take this because you brought up an interesting point in a previous game in a previous video.
Oh Lord, you gotta remind me.
We're gonna talk Madden 22. We're gonna talk the momentum and how you think it's going to affect the MUT Battles series in particular. I know it's something we're both excited about, this momentum change, but I want to let you kind of run a quick minute or two of what is momentum and how you think it changes this game completely.
Okay. Well, momentum can be everything in some of our games, right? A lot of our games have turned on a single possession, right? This year I laid a giant 30-0 goose egg, right? It was hideous. A lot of great games, a couple of double overtimes, so it's not like the opportunities weren't there.
Right.
Right.
They were good games, absolutely.
So two things are going to come into play next year that I'm really, really excited about because it's something I've griped about for years. One is home field advantage will mean something. Home field advantage, right? If it's no holding, like for the Titans, it's no holding, better running for Henry, right?
Right.
Cool. For you, it's freaking ruthless defense in the dog pound.
Yeah, it's that red zone. Right. The receivers might not run that route.
Yeah,
correct.
Correct. Yeah, it's just a nightmare for me, right? Thankfully, I have a power run offense, but
hey, man, that's how I feel too. Power run.
But so you have that, right? So how does it make a difference, right? So that's one is the momentum. So that's the home field advantage. How does momentum make a difference? Well, if you got solid momentum going on,
right?
You've got if you're up and I happen to get a pick, right?
Right.
That shifts it just a little bit, right?
Right.
It lets hope creep in, and now you have to play just a little bit different because your players aren't playing the exact same.
Correct. So the way that's your hope. Your hope is momentum makes the AI play differently. That's your hope?
Well, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do.
Well, so they say the momentum, affects the gameplay, but we don't necessarily know if the AI itself is right. We don't know that.
Right.
Obviously,
well, I mean, if it affects the gameplay, it has to affect the AI, right? If we're playing in Nissan Stadium,
you would think,
right? Because if I've got no holding, it's going to be a lot more pro risk for me to run the ball in heavy sets and to the edge to try and squeeze out those yards, right, and stress out Myles Garrett.
Yep. No, that's what I'm getting at. Do you think
and you play different? I think you play different, right? You have to.
Right. So do you think I guess that's the question. Do you think the momentum affects the AI more, or do you think it affects the user more? Because I think the way momentum shifts in your scenario, I throw a pick, you get the pick, I'm only up a touchdown, I'm playing tighter on the football. The AI, it's a game, right? It's a video game. It's going to do what it needs to do, but I'm definitely playing tighter in that scenario because not only do you get the momentum of the gameplay, you have the momentum, quote unquote, that's in game. You know what I mean? So I feel like it definitely puts an onus on the user more now. That's why I'm asking that question.
Right. Yeah. No, it absolutely does, right? Because it's supposed to affect the AI. You're supposed to play differently, right?
Right.
You have, from what I was reading, you have low, momentum's against you, right? Your players aren't hitting as hard. They're not playing as quick, right?
Right.
Little slowdown, a little bit of bog, but you figure if I've got up momentum for whatever reason, and I'm playing at home, how much more effective is my run and play action offense going to be when I can get it going?
Okay, yeah.
Right. Adversely, if you have momentum and you're up by a score, as often happens in our series, it felt like, once I switched to a full theme team.
Right.
Right. And I'm inside the 10, and I'm trying to execute, right, to either go ahead right, or tie, right? How much of a difference is that dog pound going to make, right? Because
no, you're right.
I might pass, but if I mean you can't, if it affects the AI, right? If my receivers might not even run the right route, it obviously affects the AI.
Right.
And
yeah, that's true.
I'm not trying to have Ryan Tannehill zing one right to Delpit on a bad throw.
I would love that. I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, I'd love it too because I'd let you get out of the end zone if you didn't kneel it. I'm all about that.
I love you. This is how it goes. So,
yeah.
Okay, so we talked what we're looking forward to. Let's talk Madden 22 MUT Battles. We are definitely bringing back an iteration of the MUT Battles series here for Madden 22. I think we've talked, we're going to try to run all season the best and most authentic theme team as possible, with the understanding that if there's positions that don't have guys, at them, we're going to run who we have, right? Is that what we kind of agreed upon, was try to run the theme team, but obviously if certain positions aren't there, you're going to run those guys until you can swap them out? Is that what we agreed to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that it's going to kind of be what it was when when I really switched to the theme team and I still had guys like McLaurin and Pat Pete on the team, where I just didn't have enough, players at those positions. So I don't know about you, man. I'm very excited for Madden 22 as a whole. Again, it's another development cycle where it's development from home. Maybe the later rounds of this development were done in studio. We're not 100% sure what was done studio, what was done at home. But from all intents and purposes, we're kind of getting the feeling that this is a build from home game. So I'm excited, but the excitement's tempered, just because of that.
You say that like, oh, it's a build at home game. They're going to charge us built from studio money, bro.
And so again, like I'm not a sympathizer. I'm not an EA homer. I just want a game. If I get a game that plays like this year, bro, great. 7 to 8 out of 10, right? Is it exactly what I want? No. For the price you're charging me, it's not what I'm looking for. However, if I'm able to play franchise with friends in a sports game where other sports games do not have this type of intricacy in a franchise, if I'm able to play Ultimate Team with friends and run a series like this with friends, and this is what I can do, and I can grind content without spending extra money, and there's the opportunity to play things like the Yard, Superstar KO, and then a Facing the Franchise mode and or my own franchise mode with my team, a fantasy draft team or something like that.
They got rid of Superstar KO this year, didn't they?
It's right. It's out here on Madden 21. It's here.
Oh, is it? Maybe
yeah. Not. So that's what I'm saying. If I have all of that, it's worth the money because I'm going to put the time in to play the game. But I also want a better iteration of the game. I want an 8 to 9 out of a 10. I don't want another 7 to 8 out of 10. Does that make sense?
I mean, it absolutely does, and they're trying to push it up to that 9 to 10.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've really This is the first time they've updated franchise, right? But I think I'm still a little upset that it's not going to be till September that we get that recruiting update.
Yeah.
Right? Because those first couple of years are so crucial in a franchise to develop future long-term players.
Absolutely.
And so having that ability, I think will be nice. And so it's, they've made improvements, right? They charge more money for players, but they got rid of contracts. I do think it's mildly bogus. They got rid of injuries. I think that removed an element. You're talking.
Excuse me. You're talking Ultimate Team. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking Ultimate Team. Contracts, I think, is dumb. Right.
I'm with you there. I always hated that, so I'm glad they're gone.
Completely dumb. I think injuries is good, however. Right.
Yeah.
You're
at least for the game, or are you thinking extra weeks?
No, for the game.
Okay, I got you.
Like I think for anything beyond the game is dumb, but hey, he's got a broken leg. Okay, cool.
I like that.
Next game.
I like that.
Again, back next game. But if I go and I'm constantly low blocking, and I catch old Marshall Faulk from the side of the knee, who I didn't see in this year's game,
right?
Then that should blow his ACL, right? Like that happens.
Yeah. No, right? You're. Hey, I like that idea. I think it's smart. I think that would definitely allow for some things. But the MCS, is all about MUT, whether they're running MUT draft, whether they're running MUT head-to-head. I don't know if the MCS does that. Unless there's an opportunity to shut it off for tournament games, I think that's...
But why should they shut it off for tournament games, right? If you are supposed to be the best in the business and you're getting $1 million check, right? Oh, well, I lost my 99 overall gold Michael Vick. Boo-hoo! Put somebody else in there and do work, son. The rest of us do.
You guys heard Titan. He said, step up and man up. You heard it here. Let's go. All right, man.
That drives me nuts, man. It's like,
hey, I'm with you. I hate seeing this. I hate it. I hate the way it's come out.
I hate giving everybody 98 speed. I think Ozzie Newsome could be a 99 overall player with like 84 speed.
Hey, bro, wait, theme team, give me that +5. Bro, let's go. Give me that +5.
Bro, everybody had 99 speed. Michael Dean Perry, that dude can't get in a Corolla, but he could get a 4340.
Nah, he didn't have 99 speed.
He can't fit.
You're just talking about Glover's 105 speed. I got you, bro.
Okay.
I got you, bro.
He can't fit in a compact car, but he could sure fit in a 4340. Get out of here, bro.
Titan, I will say, man, this MUT Battle series was a ton of fun this season, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
I had a blast. Thank you. I want to say thank you for agreeing to get on stream with me, play these games on stream. I know it was a lot. We went through a lot trying to work it all out at the beginning. We got into a rhythm and we kind of stuck to it. So listen, from the bottom of my heart, man, as your friend, as the king, as straight up Tim, thank you so much for playing, for enjoying the games, and having fun with me this season, bro.
It was a privilege, and I look forward to another opportunity, man. Thank you.
So you guys heard it here. We'll be back for Madden 22. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys are as excited as we are for the next MUT Battles gameplay. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you felt about the series. Let me know what you're excited about for Madden 22 and how you're thinking the series is going to go. 29 games, 29 wins for the King. Titan says it's not happening next year. He says it's not happening. So we're going to try to keep the streak alive. I don't think it's happening. I think he's going to pull out some crazy dubs next season. So, Titan, man, like I said, again, thank you. Appreciate you being here today, man. Thanks for joining the conversation. The King is out, guys. Hopefully y'all are enjoying. We'll catch you guys for Madden 22.